Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through, only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled, caught in what's before our eyes. Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse from the outside, then you see me now, see me now, see now. Don't need any timeline to prove that this is my life. I can see it now, see it now, see now. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse of the outside, then.
You're muted. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I forgot to turn my mic on.
Hello, Grinder. Hi, Jelly Bean. Hello, Mama.
I have a bruise on my arm.
You got a bruise on your arm?
Yeah.
You got one in about the same spot I found on my arm.
Like somebody grabbed my arm.
Sure, you're right. Is it left or right? Because mine's on my right arm.
Mine's on my left.
Equal but opposite.
So how y'all doing today?
I am whooped.
Hi, Grinder.
Me too. Tired as fuck, and it's a Friday night. You won't catch me partying at 9.
Hell no. I've been up since like 7:30. I want to say. Might have been earlier
Grinder,
than that.
we're doing just 8 o'clock shows for a few weeks. So we're only doing the one show a day for a few weeks. We're going to try to get some stuff put together and rearrange schedules and stuff like that.
We're going to mix it all up and make it real confusing.
Again, this isn't the first time we've done this.
We're under construction. We're currently rolling for initiative.
It's just like regular TV. You see what's going on and you kind of plan, but we don't have old footage. We do have old footage that I could be running, but I'm not gonna because it'll be boring. Hi, Chrissy.
Hello,
Chrissy. No problem. Please ask. Do not be afraid to ask questions. That's the best thing to do.
Silence is violence.
Silence is violence?
Yep, that's what I always say. It is violence.
Well, I mean, they say it's deafening, so.
Silence can be deafening.
Oh, between yesterday and today, I have pooped.
To poop to pop?
You pooped yesterday and today. Gotcha.
We had open house for the kids. I had freshman orientation for one of them and having to go work around. Like, the freshman orientation thing started at like 8:30, and then we got dismissed at like 9 something, and I wasn't expecting that, and so I went and got my car inspected, went and got fluids topped off in my car, and then
that's good.
Had to go back to the school at like 1, and then do the walk around with her to meet her teachers, come home, and then wait until like 5 something to go for Tiniest Human, and then as soon as we got done there, go back to the high school again for the oldest, because her stuff is from 6:30 or 6 to 8 or something like that. And so it was legitimately an entire day thing. And then today had errands to run this morning because the kitties somehow ran out of food. So I had to go get cat food first thing. And then we had to go do something for Goat. And then we had to come back and pick the kids up because they wouldn't get out of bed this morning. So then we had to go take them and go school supply shopping. So that was fun. Oy.
The only thing exciting that happened today, really... Oh, first, I got a story about the tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Which tennis
I
shoes?
ordered
Whose
them from
tennis shoes?
Walmart, from the online one, so that we have more choices and more sizes, right? And I got the youngest to pick out the one he liked the best. And
This is the
unfortunately,
kid with the Crocs, right?
you would have been so
Okay.
proud of him, Rabbit. He picked the paisley ones.
Yeah. I like Paisley.
Unfortunately, they didn't have them in his size. So I found just black ones with white. He's like, and they have white elastic on them. They're those like, they're kind of like Vans. Have you
Okay.
ever seen those? We used to call them deck shoes. I don't think anybody calls them that anymore.
We call Sperry's deck shoes. But I know what you're talking about because all I wear is shoes that are like the Vans loafers, like the slip-ons that don't have laces and stuff.
The elastic. Yeah, that's what they're like. They have a
Mm.
little elastic on the sides. Anyway, he found a black pair that had white elastic. So he goes, okay, black and white ones. And I said, okay. So I ordered them. They were this big.
They were baby shoes.
They were baby shoes.
Oh no, poor Vixy.
No. I don't think these will fit.
Nope.
Mama Vixy, what the fuck did you do?
I don't.
How much were these shoes?
$10.
Oh my goodness, you fell for the old washer trip that I fell for at the beginning of the year.
Well,
too good to
yeah,
be
you
true.
gotta
And why
read
was
these
it?
because
details.
they came and picked them up and they're refunding the money, and I didn't replace the shoes because I didn't want it to take too long. But now we're not getting shoes to Thursday because I ordered the wrong shoes.
I was about to be like, shoes are at least $30 a pair at this point. You
If
gotta
they had
remember
yellow ones, he would have wanted the yellow ones. His favorite color is yellow.
My favorite color is yellow.
I know. That's why I was telling you. What the heck did you do? I pushed the wrong button, is what I did.
Size
Kids'
9
size shoes are weird, and they should say kid in front of them or child or something.
Or youth.
That was
Or
baby.
youth. Because they're weird.
Or infant.
I can't believe it.
Juvenile.
Bobby
Toddler.
picked them up and goes, these look like they need to be bronzed.
Tiny human shoes. There you go.
Your favorite is yellow, too? Yeah, he likes yellow. So, and then Girl Child today had picture day today. And they walked her
Already?
down in the auditorium, and she turned around, went down the hall, and was trying to get into every classroom. She did not want to go into the auditorium. She had a meltdown. Dad had to go pick her up. When he got there, she went over to him, laid her head on his chest, and it was all okay. So she came home.
It was pictures for IDs, for the school IDs.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, they got to have a school ID nowadays because you don't want to
Mhm.
get the wrong kid. Come
That's
home
okay.
with
They
Charlie
can use
instead of
last year's.
Susie. And you're like, where the fuck did Susie come from?
Oh, really? I have a story about that.
So does my kid. He wears size 8
what-
shoes, too. 8.5. No,
One
8.
time, I was sitting in my bedroom waiting for my kids to get off the bus. And my tiniest human gets off the bus first because their
Mhm.
school lets out first. And so I'm just sitting, chilling. I think I was playing a video game. And I heard the door open. And I heard my kid talking. And I was like, oh, my tiny human's home. So, and this was like not at the beginning of the school
Right.
year. This was like towards the end of the school year where we should know policies and procedures and that sort of thing, just to clarify. And so I get up, and y'all know how I dress when I am around my house.
Mhm.
So I walk in the living room in my boy shorts and a t-shirt, and there is a little boy standing in my living room that I have never seen before.
Yeah?
Ever.
Did you ask him where he came from and where he should go?
Oh, he was the sweetest. Like, oh my God, y'all. I could not. This kid was so polite and respectful. He said yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and please and thank yous. And it was so hard for me to look at this child and go, excuse me, you do not belong here. How did you get here? Where did you come from? Can you tell me? Oh, it was crazy. because I looked at. I said, can you stand right here, just for a moment, please don't move. And I said, Adeline, please come with me. So we go and we have a discussion. I was like, who is that? And why is they in my living room? And she said, Mom, I have no idea. They told the bus driver that they had permission to get off here. I was like, from who? Because I didn't. I wasn't asked. This is my house. And she's like, well, he said his mom said it was okay. I was like, I'm not his mom. I'm your mom. And I wasn't asked. So this is not okay. So I call the school, right? And I'm like, we have a situation. I've got a child at my house that doesn't live here, that I didn't give permission to be here, but they are standing in my living room. Care to explain why that is and what I should do about it? Because I'm about 3 seconds from calling the police and getting them involved, because this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Since when do bus drivers take the word of an 8-year-old? Because at the time, she was 8. And she was like, Mom, he's 9. I was like, I don't care. He doesn't have 2 digits to his age. He does not get to dictate where he goes and what he does. And
we used
so,
to have written permission. Our bus driver
yes,
had to do it, but we had to have written permission.
Right.
Yes,
And if we ever got caught,
you had to have written permission and signed by the teacher or principal.
Yes, you had to have that. And they were like, well, this is clearly not policy and procedure. And I was like, you think?
Yeah, really?
You think? I've got a 8-year-old, 9-year-old little boy sitting in my living room that I don't know who he is, where he came from, or where he's supposed to be, or his parents are. And so while the school is like, I guess, twiddling their thumbs, I decided to ask this kid. I was like, please tell me you know where you live. You don't have to tell me your address, but can you show me how to get to your house from here? Because clearly y'all ride the same bus. You've got to live in the area. Yeah, right. And luckily, this little boy knew how to tell me where to go. And I still felt like really, really janky about taking this little boy, putting him in my car, and taking him, because I'm like, if parents, oh my God, I am not trying to go to jail for this little 9-year-old. I am not trying to go to jail for this elementary school. This is beyond me. So I pull up in the driveway and I'm like, are you sure this is your house? And they're like, he's like, yes. And I said, are your parents home? He said, no, they're at work, but they usually come home not long after I get off the bus. And I said, do you know what time you get off the bus? And he said, no, ma'am, because he still hadn't learned how to tell time, right, unfortunately, at 8 years old, and which is not surprising. And so I'm like, okay, do you have a house key? Do you know how to get into your house? And he's like, yes, ma'am. And I was like, great. I was like, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch you go in that door. You go in that door, you shut that door, and you lock that door, and you don't answer that door for nobody until your mommy and daddy get home. Okay? I was like, can you promise me that you can do that? Yes, ma'am. I said, oh, thank you. And when he walked in that door, I sat there and made sure he went inside.
Oh, yeah.
And shut the door and all that before I pulled out of the driveway. I was hoping that if I took long enough, maybe his parents would come home and we could all like get upset at the school for letting this happen in the first place. I called back and forth with the school. They were just grateful I didn't call the freaking cops. And I wish to this day I had. I wish I had. I wish I'd have blown up and made a whole ass scene out of it. I really do. Because that was the wildest shit to have a child that doesn't belong to you, that you don't know their parents, nothing. They just walk up in your house.
Not to mention your child didn't even know who the fuck they really were. Like,
well, I mean, she knew him from like the bus, but it was like
bus, but they're not in the same grade or anything.
And I was like, ma'am, you didn't tell the bus driver that wasn't true, that he wasn't being honest. And she was like, I didn't know what to say. I thought the bus driver was going to tell him no, because there was no note. And she's like, I didn't know the bus driver was going to let him off at our house.
It's not the public transit, damn it! What the fuck?
Like,
They can't
my
just
thing
turn
is,
off.
what was he thinking? And they,
I
you know what I
don't
mean?
know.
That's where I go.
I never even got a chance to speak with the bus driver. I wanted to. I don't know if it was a substitute driver that just, but even still, like, even if it's a bus driver that's not used to driving that route or not used to driving a bus, period, it's kind of a little bit of common sense that you don't let elementary school kids just get off wherever the fuck they want to. You don't just pick a house and go, "Ooh, I think I'll stop here."
When I was in elementary school, they
Like, we had to have notes, written consent. We had to have, like, the full 9 before we ever got on a bus.
well, and this my kids, I have to walk them to their bus stop. Somebody has to be with them.
Right.
And you have to pick them up. That wasn't like it was when I was a kid.
No.
Mom's like, get out, go catch the bus.
Well, that's how it is here. However, with the things that's been going on over the last, like, a year or two, I mean, I know it's been prevalent in a lot of areas, but it's not really been a thing around here until recently. And I say recently as in, like, the last year or two, since COVID, basically. But now I can feel comfortable letting my kids just go out on the porch. It's like there's a chair on the porch. You can sit on the porch. You know, there's a doorbell with a camera on it. I've got a plan in place. Like, hey, if somebody stops, if somebody's talking to you, if you don't feel comfortable if you feel that you are in trouble or if you are in danger, come back inside, but first hit the doorbell. Like, press the button before you come back in the house. That way the camera will kick on, and that me and Goat both have access to that camera, so we can see what's going on before, because by the time I would get up and walk to the other end of the house, whatever it is could be gone, and then she looks like an idiot, right? And it's just like, why are you scared? There's nothing here. Well, there was something here a while ago. And it's like, okay, well, it's gone now. So it's
Public
just like,
transit is nice, but I disagree with you, Grinder. I'd rather be picked up and dropped off in front of my damn house. I don't want to walk a million places. I don't want to get lost. I don't want somebody to see. I don't care where they, like, do something. You know where I live? What you gonna do to me?
I almost got hit by a car getting off my school bus.
I dare you to show up at my door.
I will never forget that. My mom raised immortal hell that day. I was getting off the bus, and it was about the time that MP3 players were a thing. I won't say I was in high school. And I was getting off the bus, and I had my earbuds in, and I just took for granted that people stopped. I wasn't paying attention. And if my bus driver had not have hit the horn, because I heard that, and as soon as I looked up, there was this company van. Believe it or not, it wasn't a personal vehicle. Company van. I'd have been splattered. Because that dude didn't stop, didn't slow down, didn't give 2 fucks. He was playing bowling with students, I guess. My mom, because the company is actually literally like right around the corner. Like, you can walk to the end of the road and take a right, and their business is right there. My mom called that company up and said, chewed them out. It was like, your van, you better be glad that your driver did not hit my kid. You better be glad. Because y'all would be in some deep shit. Your drywall business would be no more.
There would be no more.
No
None.
more. It would be powder by the time she's done with it. I rode the bus, but I was so grateful when I hit that age that I could go and take driver's ed, get my permit, and be able to take my own damn self to school.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Until like I was 20.
Rabbit does.
Drove for a couple of years. I hate it.
Rabbit lives in a pineapple under the sea. I can see that.
Pineapple under the sea.
Because it's yellow. And Rabbit loves yellow.
Pineapples are orange.
No, they're not. They're yellow.
They are
You are
orange.
You are colorblind. You need to go back
Are
to
you
your eye
serious?
doctor.
They're yellow.
You show me an orange pineapple that's not been photoshopped.
You show me a yellow pineapple.
That's easy. Go to the grocery store and slice that bitch in half.
Oh, well,
It's
inside
yellow.
is yellow, but the outside is more of an orange color.
No, it's
green.
It's got the leaf. The whole thing has like leaves on it, and those leaves have brown tips, but they're yellow. It's still yellow.
I mean,
they're
even
just
the
dried out
sides
tips.
are like green when it's not ripe, and then as it ripens, it goes to like yellow and then brown, like a
Orange.
greenish. Like it's
to
just
an
like a muddy
orange.
color. No, it's not even remotely close.
Grinder
to
agrees
orange.
with you. They're yellow on the inside, but orange green on the outside. They're like pumpkins.
I'm still. Google. We're gonna look up pineapples. Pineapples.
I know they ain't just plain ass yellow. The inside's yellow.
I'm looking at it right now. Yellow.
Hold on, I'll share. Hold on.
Yellow. That one's green. Kind of looks like a pine cone, but it's green and brown. Yellow. Green. Yellow. Green. Green.
See, that's totally orange.
That's yellow.
That is like a golden orange.
I see a red pineapple.
That's when they're babies. They're red.
I've never seen a red one before.
See, look at the one that's
Jesse.
chopped up. It's literally like a golden orange color. They are not yellow. The inside is 100% yellow. I agree with you on that one. But the outside is not yellow.
It's not orange. That's
It is
brown.
yellow.
It's yellow and brown and green.
It's
I'm
dark
looking at
yellow
pineapple
like a
on my
gold.
counter.
It's like
Darkest
a gold.
yellow.
They're like a
Especially for
golden
those
yellow.
of us who do makeup, we know there's more than one shade of yellow.
Yes.
You know what? Pineapples are orange. I'm sticking with it.
I have this distinct feeling. Now, I'm not.
I would agree with you. I would totally agree with you, but then we would both be wrong.
Now, there's some people who have extra rods and cones in their eyes and can see more specific colors. Like when I look at a tree, I see like 16 different greens.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until I was in my early 20s that other people don't
about
see
a pineapple. Damn it!
I'm allergic.
You were the one that asked about a pineapple under the
You're
sea,
allergic
and I
to
said
pineapple, Mama Vixy?
Well, everyone kind of is. The acid in pineapple is actually flesh eating.
If you take it and put it in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm not the. I thought it was just a male thing because me and Grind are both guys. But no, Jesse thought the outside of the orange and red.
I didn't say it was a girl thing. I said some people.
I was thinking it was a girl thing that thinks that they're yellow.
No, I know a guy in my art class who was the same as me going, no, that's not that color.
Now we got 3 people saying yellow and 3 people saying orange. So I tell you
Chrissy
what.
actually has a pineapple, and I think we should trust Chrissy because she said it's the darkest yellow. But it's just a dark shade
yellow
of
is
yellow.
like a gold brown, orange. It's just
golden brown.
Golden brown is not orange.
Orange.
It's a yellow brown.
Brown
is
not orange.
Orange has red in it.
Pineapple is orange.
Orange has red in it. Brown is just a dark yellow.
Actually,
there's no such thing as brown, to be honest.
I hate to bust the bubble, but the way to make brown is red plus green. Purple plus yellow. No.
Opposites usually make. Oh no, all 3 colors make black. Okay, never mind.
About to say, opposite colors make brown. So
Actually,
purple and
black
yellow
is
make
usually
brown.
made with a lot of blue, and it depends on how much of each color you have, and it
Right.
doesn't always work with certain pigments because we don't do that. But actually, brown is not on the spectrum.
Man,
Black
I
is
have a
just
feeling
an
if we were to actually
illusion.
start a TikTok video of a pineapple. Is this orange or yellow? I wonder if it would go viral.
Black is
Magenta isn't on the spectrum either.
Magenta's not.
And no, because it's a mix of red and blue, which are on either side of the spectrum. And when you go to the midpoint of that, that's a green on the spectrum. But it's obviously not green. So your eye just comes up with this is just something in this is a
how
color
people
that's
can be
not green.
colorblind. Yes. This is why people can be colorblind.
This is why pineapples are orange.
You are so wrong. I'm older than you. I've been around more.
You know what? When
I've just
SpongeBob
gotten to
comes
the
back
point
when
that Rabbit's
SpongeBob comes back
determined
his
that he's
skin
gonna
will
be
call
right
pineapple
no
yellow.
matter what. So
I'm gonna start sending him pictures of pineapple.
now I will say, I have to say, in Rabbit's fucking defense on this one, SpongeBob's pineapple is orange.
Oh, is it?
Yes. That particular pineapple, the way it's drawn, it's orange. That one's orange. It's a cartoon, but it's orange.
I hate that cartoon.
That's the one time I will concede. But a natural pineapple is
are
not orange.
They're
Nope.
just orange.
SpongeBob's
Maybe you guys
pineapple
are
is
colorblind and I
orange.
see more color.
Actually, when they do cartoons, they try to use the least amount of colors possible
Mm-hmm.
because it's easier to digest.
The reason they chose orange for the pineapple is because of the background being bluish green, and orange is on the opposite
well, and
end
isn't
of
SpongeBob
blue.
yellow?
Yeah.
He would have
SpongeBob's
disappeared.
yellow. Right. So they picked orange for the pineapple
Me too,
because of the
Jessie.
contrast, and it makes it more visually interesting.
I think she's cool.
Because pineapples are orange.
No.
Mama Cherry's favorite color was magenta/fuchsia. She said, I don't care which one you call it. They're about the same to me.
Magenta and fuchsia are very close.
Yes.
Yep,
It depends on who's
magenta.
naming the color.
Because I used to worry the shit out of her about what her favorite color was, because I was like, I can't remember if it's fuchsia or magenta. And she was like, it's both.
Both.
Put them both together. Favorite color. Boom. I said, yes, ma'am. Okay. Because I always second guess myself.
It is funny how blue this looks. This is like a bright purple, but on camera it looks blue.
I was about to say, that shirt definitely looks royal blue.
Yeah, and it's like
To me, it does.
it's the color of the dark streak in your Care Bear's hair.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost time to play everybody 1-2 switch so we can figure out who's colorblind.
I am definitely
Hey,
not
Ann and I
colorblind.
played it twice without anybody else, so
Washed our hands of that one.
I would like to play it more. It was fun, but the bingo one's really boring when it's only two people.
I would like to play it more, but when it was played, I was at the grocery store because I thought it was Animal Crossing night. So I went to the store because I don't play Animal Crossing anymore. And then by the time I get home, the show's over. I was like, well, fuck.
But first, coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late for coffee.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm asking the question just because this is the last show of the night. Are we having coffee house in the morning, Vixy?
I don't know who's gonna be there.
I was wondering if the same thing if we were gonna do coffee house or not.
Because I know
I'm
we've
kinda
always
on
done
the
coffee
fence about
house.
it.
Like, because coffee house and then Cards Against Humanity would be a good start.
I will never say that I am going to guarantee that I will be there because of the fact that as soon as I do, something out the wazoo will stop me from being there. I want to be there, but something will come up if I say I am definitely going to be there.
What's up,
It's just-
Jesse?
It never fails.
I feel that.
It never fucking fails, and so it's just like, nope, I'm
just
not giving
ignore
anybody
everything.
false hope.
Once it hits like 1:45, whatever time, the shows are supposed to start. 15 minutes before, I just shut everything down and ignore everybody.
Oh no, mine would be because of it being a morning show. It would happen tonight. It would be one of those things that like I can't sleep, or something will happen. I'll get a phone call. Like there's no
I should
telling,
be
and then
there.
I'll oversleep. I may be late, but
4
I know
more
I will
months
try
in
my damnedest to be
today
there.
till Christmas. Sorry, Rabbit.
Oh, you're fine. I was looking at that date, and I'm like, well, it's on the 28th, so it's not almost my birthday, so I forgot about Christmas. Oh, today I don't feel like doing anything. Da 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 da. Neither tomorrow I don't.
I gotta tell you, I was on the book face earlier today, and Mr. Bomb Pop had posted an old post on Facebook, you know, like the X number of years ago, and it said something about might get drunk later and put up a Christmas tree. And me and Shiz and Giggles both went and commented and said, "Don't you dare! Unless it's Halloween themed, somebody's gonna haunt you if you try it." In
1 month, hubby turns 57 years old.
Nuh-uh. Shut the front door.
Next month.
Hubby's not that old.
Yep.
Maybe his human body's that old, but hubby's not that old.
No, we're older.
Let's be real. I started journaling because time was going by too fast. Making me count the days makes time go by a little bit slower. I shit you not. I feel
Time
like
is a figment of your imagination.
I am not even concerned about time.
You know
going
what?
Too fast.
Time is a figment of my imagination. Is that what you just said? I'd agree.
It's all an
Days
illusion.
are longer than 24 hours, but unfortunately, they're only 24 hours, so we have to stick with that. I wish we could go 36-hour days instead, but
Why? It wouldn't change your habits. It doesn't matter how many hours are in the day.
I
You
know.
cut it up.
It's not about the number of hours in the day. It's about what you put into those hours in the day.
Hubby
Just
says I
saying,
may grow
if you
old,
miss,
but
like,
I refuse
26
to grow
hours
up.
of daylight and like 14 hours to sleep, I wouldn't complain.
Technically, at your age, you're not supposed to get 14 hours of sleep. You're supposed to only need about 6 to 8.
Well, if days are 36 hours long, you know, you need a little extra.
I think we should run 24-hour days just because we already do. This is why I think everyone should just use Greenwich Mean Time. So it's the same time all over the world. Doesn't matter if it's noon and it's dark. If it's noon and it's dark, sleep. You know? Work your days, do your thing, work your nights, whatever. We're a 24-hour society. The internet
I
has
wish the
proven
society
that.
worked as... I wish the way
being one
society
time.
worked was when you get tired, go the fuck home and go to bed. When you're up and ready to do shit, go do shit.
What, love?
That would be great, but it just don't work that way.
Well, it doesn't work that way in America.
No.
Let's be specific here.
I used to be
Unless you're-
envious of Mexico because when I was
Siesta?
in Spanish class, we were taught that they take like a segment of their day where everything shuts down. I want to say it's from like 12 to 2, like 2 hours.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day for everybody to go home, eat lunch, be with family,
Take a
and
nap.
do what you need to do, and then you go back to doing whatever.
Your job.
I mean, students go home too. Like everybody goes home at 12 o'clock. I was like, I think that's a great idea. And then I remember, like, I don't know what the actual life is in Mexico. I just know what my school is bullshitting me telling me. So you don't know what it's actually like. The grass may not always be greener on
Well,
the
the
other
thing
side
is,
of the border.
not everybody would do it. Now, in our country, not everybody would do it, and they'd be mad because everything was shut down.
Yep, that's how we get.
There's too many Karens in this country. Can't we
Amen.
just give them an island and go dump them there
Double
and
amen.
let them argue and bitch at each other?
So say we all. What's up, Jesse?
Aye,
Mhm,
aye.
mhm, mhm, mhm. When I was in school, the hours were from 7:30 to 12:20. I think
Days
mine was 9 to 3
are getting shorter.
most of the time.
And what state is that in? If you don't
He's in
mind my
Chicago,
asking.
Illinois.
Oh. See, down here, the school bell rings at 7:15,
Mm.
and the last bell rings at 2:45. So, yeah.
School.
But that's for the elementary kids. As you get to middle school kids, they start at like 8 o'clock and go until like 3. And then the middle schoolers go in at 8:30 and leave at 3:30. Unless something's changed. And I think it has. But that's what it was when I was going to school anyway. Hubby, I am so sorry. That sounds painful.
The one thing I liked about my high school and junior high, both, every day after the lunch periods are done, you go to your assigned reading room for a half hour, and everyone in the school reads for an hour. Everyone reads for an hour. You can't do homework. You can't be reading any textbooks. You can read a magazine or a comic book if you want, but you have to be reading. Even the teachers, they couldn't do anything except read. I thought that was pretty cool. I finished a lot of books those years.
Did anybody here skip class
Yeah.
when they were in school?
Only when I
Not
was
really until my
here,
junior and senior years, though.
because I was 18 and could sign myself out on whenever I wanted.
I just left.
You want to hear my goofy skipping school story? The one time I ever did? I was a paranoid child. I was scared to death I was going to get fucking caught. But I wanted to do it at least once because I was like, you're in high school. You got to try it at least once. It's like a rite of passage.
Mhm.
And so at our high school, we have 4 lunches. And during third period. And my third period was English, and I hated that class because the lady that was the teacher looked and sounded like Viola Swamp.
Mhm.
If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm sorry. You're going to have to look up the book. Google is your friend. But just for visual, that's what she looked like and what I imagined she would sound like. And I couldn't stand it. It was like nails on a chalkboard to my ears. And so I didn't do my homework one day. And I said, you know what? Today's going to be a great day to skip third period. Because we had first lunch, which is like before, like at the beginning of third period. So when the third period bell rings, we report to lunch. Other people report to their third period classroom. And so I said, well, when my lunch ends, I'm not going to class. I'm going to stay in the cafeteria. So I did. I stayed through all 4 lunches, never got freaking caught. And everybody was like, I was hanging out with like all my friends because I was like moving all the way around because all my friends had different lunches. And so they were like, how are you here? Are you on a bathroom pass? And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to third period today. I don't want to go. Today is my day. I'm not doing it. If I get caught, I get caught, but I'm not
So
doing
you
it.
actually stayed in school when you
I
skipped
stayed
class.
in school and skipped the class because I didn't look. Here's the bad part. I had license in car. I could have left.
Oh, Tab! I didn't have a license or car. I just walked off campus and kept walking.
I was such a dweeb that's what I chose to do with my free hour. I just sat and hung out with people through all 4 lunches. I would walk around the entire school. Nobody was ever the wiser. Like when
Nobody
classes were
ever
changing.
questioned teachers. I don't know. Teachers were afraid of me or something. No one ever questioned. I was in gym class once. I want to say it was my junior year or my senior year. I can't remember. Anyways, no, it had to be my senior year. I was in gym class. No, it couldn't have been anyway, not the point of the story. I was in gym class. And my friend walks in and she tells the teacher that she needs to take me. It's an emergency.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I went and changed my clothes and she says, no, it was technically an emergency, but a friend of ours was in trouble. And as we walked out, I'm like, how did you sign me out? How did you get me out? She goes, I don't know. I mentioned your name and they just let us go.
See, I can relate to the whole they never mess with you thing because I kid you not, I was walking down the hall and I want to say this was the same year. The same year. I was walking down the hall and to get to the cafeteria, you walk past one of the boys' bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this dude that came out of the bathroom. And he walked out behind me and smacked me on the ass. And I carried a 20-ounce bottle in my hoodie pocket at all times. 1, for self-defense, 2, to keep me hydrated. So this bottle, I had just filled it up. I whipped that thing out, and I knew exactly who it was, like, that had hit me in that instant. So without flinching, nothing. And there was a teacher standing right at the corner into the entrance to the commons area around the cafeteria and watched the whole thing. I whipped that bottle out and I clocked that dude right across the back of the head. And he was pissed. And he was like, Bradshaw, didn't you see that? She just hit me. That's assault. And he said, okay, do you want me to write her up for that? And he was like, yeah, okay. Well, before I do that, I've got to write you up. Well, what did I do? I saw what you did. So, do you want me to see what just happened? Or do you want me to just pretend like it didn't happen? Because if I have to write her up, I've got to write you up. Because she acted in self-defense. That kid was so mad. Was so mad.
There was this kid on our bus. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head. But he was teasing me, and I didn't care, you know. This is elementary school. But then he started teasing my friend Amy Greilich. I was not happy about that. So I got off the bus in front of the school, the elementary school, and I said, you leave her alone. He goes, what you going to do about it? I said, you need to leave her alone. Make me. So I slapped him across the face, open-handed. And he had this red handprint on his face. And he's like, oh my, he looks up at the bus driver. He goes, what? I didn't say anything. And left.
Our teachers also assaulted us too, by the way. I was in one of my favorite science classes. And I was a freshman surrounded by seniors because it was a class you were supposed to take as a freshman, but they never took it. So they had to take it as seniors. And so they didn't really care. Half the class was asleep. And the teacher was asking different questions about different things from the homework and whatnot. And I was the little know-it-all, like Hermione Granger in the classroom with her hand raised. And he was like, put your hand down. And I was like, okay. So I put my hand down, and he would ask a question, and I'd wait, and I'd look around, and nobody's answering the questions. So I just blurted shit out, and he got tired of it. So he rolled up a newspaper, and every time I would call out the answer, I know you know it. And then he hit me on the top of the head with a newspaper and said, but I want to know if they know it. And I was like, clearly they don't.
I had teachers. Okay, I used to throw.
Clearly, they don't.
Clearly.
I love you, Jelly Bean.
Used to throw koosh balls, which I'm out of koosh balls, but I used to throw koosh balls at people when I was running D&D games to like get their attention or get them to shut up. And I learned that from my teachers in junior and senior high. They would throw koosh balls at us. I can't find koosh balls anymore. I guess they're not a big thing.
Mm-mm.
I love those.
I know what you're talking about, though. Those little
it
rubber
really does
balls.
not hurt. It doesn't matter how hard you fling that thing. It doesn't hurt.
Mm-mm. I mean, I never got into fights. I wasn't violent. I had people try to get me in trouble. Like I felt like I was
the only
cursed.
thing I fought was when people hurt me first, or someone I care about, and most of the time it was just trying to diffuse the situation.
Well, see, I had a policy when I was in high school when it came to like dating, because while I was into dudes and into dating and that sort of thing, I knew that this is going to be the next 4 years of my life, and I don't want it tainted because of a bad breakup or whatever. So I would never date within my school. So thanks to the powers of social media, I would come in contact with other high schoolers from my area that went to other schools, like rival schools. And so there was this one dude I started talking to. I had no idea, like, who he was, other than, he went to this other school. And we hadn't even, like, gone out on a physical date yet. Just bear in mind. So imagine my surprise when I show up at school and I go to lunch, and all of a sudden one of the JV football players, it's a dude, comes up and gets in my face and threatens to beat my ass. And this dude has never spoken to me. I just happen to know who he was, like from in passing in the hallways or whatever, because I was observant back then. And I was like, huh? And he was like, oh, don't play stupid. We all know about how you were making threats that you were going to whoop this girl's ass. And I don't want to, like, mention name here, but insert name here. And I was like, I did? You want to tell me what I said? And the dude was like, don't play smart with me. And I was like, I'm not playing. I'm clearly a lot smarter than you think I am. Because this is beyond me. And so I just kind of wrote it off. And my friends was like, well, what was that about? And I was like, I don't fucking know. And then within like 10, 15 minutes, apparently, because I was unfazed, he was practically fuming about it. And so he went and told like all his little groupie friends, right? And then one of them comes over to me, it's a female, and she was like, he may not be able to whoop your ass, but I will. And I was like, I like outstretched my arms, and I was like, if you're feeling froggy, honey, because I don't know what you're fighting me for. So if you want to make yourself look stupid, by all means, embarrass yourself in front of the entire human population. And she just kind of got mad and tried to explain. And either they thought I was extremely dumb or I was toying with them.
Right.
And they couldn't tell which. Because I honestly and genuinely had zero idea of what the fuck they were talking about. I was threatened constantly. I had people trying to trip me in the hallway. I had people pushing me in the hallway. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Who did I piss off and how? And then come to find out, the girl that I supposedly threatened behind closed doors to I don't know who, was the ex-girlfriend of this dude.
Mm.
And because apparently he told her that he was talking to me, because apparently it was a bad breakup. They had been together for a long time. I didn't know. I don't know this chick that well. I don't know her fucking life. And so, because I started talking to this dude, she started making up lies and rumors through the whole school that I was threatening her. So here we are sitting, like, by that afternoon, I was in the principal's office because the principals had gotten wind of it. And they're like, ma'am, you've been communicating threats and that's not okay. And I was like, hold up just a minute. Can somebody please tell me who I have communicated threats to? I know who it's about, but who have I communicated threats to? Because I don't know. I don't talk to people at this school. I don't really hang out with many people at this school. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, oh, well, don't play dumb. I was like, I'm literally not playing dumb with you. I'm not. I have no idea. I'm not stupid, but I have no idea what this is about. And then we're like, well, you've got to go sit in peer mediation with this person.
I have
You're
to say
allowed to
something
bring.
here. I have
Yeah.
to say something here. When people keep saying, oh, don't play dumb, oh, don't play dumb, and then the school administrator says, oh, don't play dumb, I probably would have broken and said, okay, I'm obviously the only person who is intelligent in a school full of dumbasses, including yourself.
Because, again, I didn't know what was going on. And so we had to sit in peer mediation. I was told I could bring one friend. So I brought my friend. And she had her friend, who was also one of my friends from, like, elementary school. Our dads worked together. And so we're sitting across from the table. And they were like, and the mediators, who are a neutral party, are sitting at, like, the head of the table. And they're like, okay, who would like to start? And I was like, I would like to pass that buck across the table, please. Because I really want to hear this. Because I'm clearly the only one here who has no idea why we're here or why this is going on. But they must. Because if this is about me and them, and I'm unaware, the floor is yours. And so that's when, like, the first thing out of her mouth was about the dude that I had been talking to on MySpace. And I was like, are you fucking serious right now? You have tried to have the entire student body beat me to a bloody pulp because of the fact that I'm talking to your ex-boyfriend? Really? I was like, I've not even seen this person face to face. You have got more insecurities than any person I have ever encountered, and you have my pity. Can I go now? My friend was, like, trying her best not to fall out of her chair.
I would have laughed out loud. I would have been
like,
so rude.
She was holding it back so hard that the chair, like, she was about to fall backwards out of the chair.
I don't know what we were talking about, but we're with like administrators, me and a few friends, and they said something. I can't remember what it was, but I remember laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. And they're like, you need to stop. And I'm like, I can't. I can't.
The girl that threatened me after the footballer did, the girl that threatened me after the footballer, years later, fast forward, we're actually really good friends now. It's hilarious. She encountered me at a bar one night. I was out with my baby daddy, and she's like really good friends with him, and I didn't know this. And so she comes up and introduces herself, and she's all nice, and I was like, you have no idea who I am, do you? And she's like, no. I was like, so you just blindly threaten people? That's not safe. And she's like, I threatened you? And I was like, yeah, circa 2006 or 7 in the cafeteria. Old. And she was like, that was you? And I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, I am so sorry. I had no idea how full of shit that bitch was. And I was like, yeah, you shouldn't blindly take people on their word. It's not a good idea.
Jesse says, Jelly Bean, I hope it's okay to ask, are you the same age as me and Rabbit?
I am 29 with 3 years of experience. So, yeah, I'm 32. I was born in 1991.
93.
So I'm Rabbit's like adopted big sister, and he's my adopted little brother.
And
because
I'm the
my
mom.
brother is shit, and hubby is my adopted like dad, but my husband is actually daddy. So
there's a difference.
It's weird because I call my husband daddy and call my dad hubby.
We understand it. There's no shame.
It's our weird. It's our world.
It's our weird,
We're
and
allowed.
it's okay. Tomorrow I will do Coffee House, see how it works out, if it works for me, and if people show. So we'll do Coffee House at 11 a.m. and then Cards Against Humanity at 8 tomorrow.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan. Ugh.
No.
The kid's got this
feels
flu bug, and I think I got it now.
It just feels like really weird without Coffee House. Like, no shit. The other shows, it's just kind of like I'm used to when we go on hiatus and things like this when we're changing stuff.
The Coffee House is always there.
But Coffee House is like the staple. We always have Coffee House, no matter what.
Mario Kart are the oldest shows. They're the oldest shows. Coffee House has gone through a couple name changes, but it's the same show.
We're changing Coffee House's name from Coffee House?
No, it was changed to Coffee House.
Oh, it was changed to Coffee House. Okay. Gotcha.
They're at 3. The actual older than those two is Family Game Night. That was one of the original lineups.
Yeah, we always have Family Game Night too, but it's always like Family Game Night and Coffee House. Those are like the staples for me.
Yeah, it was a while before we started doing the gaming stuff. That didn't happen right away. That was weird. It was kind of a weird transition, but it happened. We grow with the times.
Grow with the tides.
Jesse says it's the same. I have a granddaughter that's older than me.
Right?
That's wild how family works, huh?
Oh, my back. My everything is sore. My mom said it might be the new COVID. I said, if it is, it's not a big deal. The new COVID. She said it's not. The new strain is not a big deal.
I think with any virus, it just depends on the person.
Well,
because I know somebody that got the new strain, and they ended up with like pink eye and other shit. Yeah, they ended up with conjunctivitis.
They had to get that from something else. You don't get that from virus.
I asked them about it, and they said it's one of the new signs of like the new strain is that some people are ending up with conjunctivitis.
A light headache, body aches, and gastrointestinal. Yuck.
Either way, it's gross.
Yeah. So.
My poor kid, she's had COVID 3 times, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She missed her freshman orientation because of it. That was a couple of years ago. 2 years ago. And then she ended up getting it again. There was one time she got it and she was practically symptomless. And then there was another time she got it and she was stuck in bed forever. And then I won't say she ended up getting it a third time, but I know she's had it at least twice.
I'm pretty sure I had it before the outbreak.
I've only had type A flu.
I really got sick. I mean, really sick. To the point where Mel was yelling at me to go to the doctor's office. And I went to the emergency room because I couldn't breathe. And they said I had non-viral bronchitis. And I said, this isn't bronchitis. They said, no, it's non-viral bronchitis. Here's an inhaler. The inhaler made it worse. And it's the same inhaler I've used since I was a kid. And albuterol. You know, that's like the most common one. And I was on an antibiotic, which then I got all of a sudden had an allergic reaction. I had hives. My mouth was swelling. I couldn't breathe. And now I can't take those kind of antibiotics anymore. I've taken them my whole life, but I can't take them now.
Well, that's kind of like crazy. When I got sick.
Then a few months later, people are getting COVID.
Everybody thought that I had COVID when I got sick that time. I got sick. It was so bad. It was horrible. The sinus issues and the stomach issues and the body aches and the chills.
It made my anxiety go through the roof.
I lost my sense of taste and I was like, oh my God, I've got COVID. And so like I had took test after test and they all came up negative. I even went and had like the official test done because I had done at-home tests and then I took like the official test where you go to the testing site. It came back negative. All of them were negative. But I still lost my sense of smell and my sense of taste, and it did not come back the same. I don't know who took it, but they took it, and they fucked it up. And I want my money back. Because I miss Dr. Pepper. Like, fuck the rest of the shit. Just give me back my Dr. Pepper. That's all I ask. I just want to drink Dr. Pepper again and be able to taste it. I get the little
bottles for my kid. He likes them room temperature.
Like, the rest of the shit can stay the same. I love the ability of not being able to smell farts. I love that. But the fucked up Dr. Pepper. No, please fix my Dr. Pepper.
It was rude.
Everything else, I don't care if I get any damn thing else back. I can't smell like perfumes and stuff like that. That's fine. I can live without it. But please bring me back my Dr. Pepper. Oh my God. It's so rude. The only things I can taste like to drink and actually be able, and it tastes the same, is tea, coffee, and water. And that is it. Cannot have any kind of sodas, no fruit drinks. I used to be able to have like Propel or the sips for our water bottles. Nope. Can't taste them anymore. Like they taste like a chemical. And it's always the same chemical. No matter what flavor it is, tastes the same.
All the citrus ones have a chemical flavor to me. I don't like them.
It feels like I'm drinking Pledge.
Yeah.
And Pine Sol.
Vixy,
no, thank you.
The mom, hubby, the dad, and you all the kids. I want to be the crazy aunt. I think that's actually Myrtle.
Yes. Auntie Myrtle.
I think that's actually Myrtle.
And Mel.
She's my big sister.
It's Myrtle and Mel. Auntie Mel Bells.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I will have coffee house in the morning. I hope to see you all there. I love your
11,
faces.
Right?
And 11, so tomorrow we'll have coffee house at 11 and Cards Against Humanity at 8 p.m. All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Life in a world that keeps changing.
Love you. Bye.
Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through. Only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled. Caught in what's before our eyes. Show off your fantasy reality.